'Twas on the famous trotting ground the betting men were gathered round, from far and near. The cracks were there whose deeds the sporting prince declare, the swift G.M., old Hiram's nag, the fleet S.H., Dan Pfeiffer's brag. With these a third, and who is he that stands behind his fast B.G.? Bud Doble, whose catarrhal name so fills the nasal trump of fame. There too stood many a noted steed of Messenger and Morgan breed, green horses also, not a few, unknown as yet what they could do, and all the hacks that know so well the scourgings of a Sunday swell. Blue are the skies of opening day, the bordering turf is green with May. The sunshine's golden gleam is thrown on sorrel, chestnut, bay, and roan. The horses paw and prance and neigh, fillies and colts like kittens play, and dance and toss their rippled manes, shining and soft as silken skeins. Wagons and gigs are ranged about, and fashion flaunts her gay turnout. Here stands each youthful Jehu's dream, the jointed tandem, ticklish team. And there in ampler breadth expand the splendors of the four in hand. On faultless ties and glossy tiles, the lovely bonnets beam their smiles. The style's the man, so books avow, the style's the woman anyhow. From flounces frothed with creamy lace peeps out the pug dog's smutty face, or spaniel rolls his liquid eye, or stares the wiry pet of sky. O woman, in your hours of ease, so shy with us, so free with these. Come on, I'll bet you 2-to-1 I'll make him do it. Will you? Done. What was it who was bound to do? I did not hear, and can't tell you. Pray listen till my story's through. Scarce noticed, back behind the rest, by cart and wagon rudely pressed, the parson's lean and bony bay stood harnessed in his one-horse shay, lent to his sexton for the day. A funeral, so the sexton said, his mother's uncle's wife was dead. Like Lazarus bid to Dives feast, so looked the poor forlorn old beast. His coat was rough, his tail was bare, the grey was sprinkled in his hair. Sportsmen and jockeys knew him not, and yet they say he once could trot among the fleetest of the town, till something cracked and broke him down. The steed's, the statesman's, common lot. And are we then so soon forgot? Ay me, I doubt if one of you has ever heard the name Old Blue, whose fame through all this region rung in those old days when I was young. Bring forth the horse. Alas, he showed not like the one Mazeppa rode, scant-maned, sharp-backed, and shaky-kneed, the wreck of what was once a steed. Lips thin, eyes hollow, stiff in joints, yet not without his knowing points, the sexton laughing in his sleeve, as if 'twere all a make-believe, led forth the horse, and as he laughed, unhitched the breeching from a shaft, unclasped the rusty belt beneath, drew forth the snaffle from his teeth, slipped off his headstall, set him free from strap and rein, a sight to see. So worn, so lean in every limb, it can't be they are saddling him. It is. His back the pigskin strides, and flaps his lank rheumatic sides. With look of mingled scorn and mirth, they buckle round the saddle girth. With horsey wink and saucy toss, a youngster throws his leg across, and so, his rider on his back, they lead him limping to the track, far up behind the starting point, to limber out each stiffened joint. As through the jeering crowd he passed, one pitying look old Hiram cast. "Go it, ye cripple, while ye can!" Cried out unsentimental Dan, "A fast day dinner for the crows!" Bud Doble's scoffing shout arose. Slowly, as when the walking beam first feels the gathering head of steam, with warning cough and threatening wheeze, the stiff old charger crooks his knees, at first with cautious steps sedate, as if he dragged a coach of state. He's not a colt, he knows full well that time is weight, and sure to tell. No horse so sturdy but he fears the handicap of 20 years. As through the throng on either hand the old horse nears the judge's stand, beneath his jockey's feather weight he warms a little to his gait, and now and then a step is tried that hints of something like a stride. "Go!" Through his ear the summons stung as if a battle trump had rung. The slumbering instincts, long unstirred, start at the old familiar word. It thrills like flame through every limb. What mean his 20 years to him? The savage blow his rider dealt fell on his hollow flanks unfelt. The spur that pricked his staring hide unheeded tore his bleeding side. Alike to him are spur and rein, he steps a 5-year-old again. Before the quarter pole was past, old Hiram said, "He's going fast." Long ere the quarter was a half, the chuckling crowd had ceased to laugh. Tighter his frightened jockey clung, as in a mighty stride he swung, the gravel flying in his track, his neck stretched out, his ears laid back, his tail extended all the while behind him like a rat-tail file. Off went a shoe, away it spun, shot like a bullet from a gun. The quaking jockey shapes a prayer from scraps of oaths he used to swear. He drops his whip, he drops his rein, he clutches fiercely for a mane. He'll lose his hold, he sways and reels, he'll slide beneath those trampling heels. The knees of many a horseman quake, and flowers on many a bonnet shake, and shouts arrive from left and right, stick on, hold tight, cling round his neck and don't let go. That pace can't hold, there, steady, whoa! But like the sable steed that bore the spectral lover of Lenore, his nostrils snorting foam and fire, no stretch his bony limbs can tire. And now the stand he rushes by, and stop him, is the cry. Stand back, he's only just begun, he's having out 3 heats in 1. Don't rush in front, he'll smash your brains, but follow up and grab the reins. Old Hiram spoke. Dan Pfeiffer heard, and sprang impatient at the word. Bud Doble started on his bay, old Hiram followed on his gray, and off they spring and round they go, the fast ones doing all they know. Look! Twice they follow at his heels, as round the circling course he wheels, and whirls with him that clinging boy like Hector round the walls of Troy. Still on and on, the 3rd time round, they're falling off, they're losing ground. Bud Doble's nag begins to fail, Dan Pfeiffer's sorrel whisks his tail and see. In spite of whip and shout, old Hiram's mare is giving out. Now for the finish. At the turn, the old horse, all the rest astern, comes swinging in with easy trot. By Jove, he's distanced all the lot. That trot no mortal could explain. Some said, "Old Dutchman come again." Some took his time, at least they tried, but what it was could none decide. One said he couldn't understand what happened to his second hand. One said 210, that couldn't be, more like 222 or 3. Old Hiram settled it at last. The time was too devilish fast. The parson's horse had won the bet. It cost him something of a sweat. Back in the one-horse shay he went. The parson wondered what it meant, and murmured with a mild surprise and pleasant twinkle of the eyes, "That funeral must have been a trick, or corpses drive it double quick. I shouldn't wonder, I declare, if Brother Jehu made the prayer." And this is all I have to say about that tough old trotting bay. Hut up, galang, good day. Moral for which this tale is told: a horse can trot for all he's old. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. How the Old Horse Won the Bet by Oliver Wendell Holmes. Read for LibriVox.org by John Burlinson. How the Old Horse Won the Bet. Dedicated by a contributor to the Collegian, 1830, to the editors of the Harvard Advocate, 1876.